it's gonna look around, but I suspect I don't know what the fuck any of this is.
From what you can tell from the gathered materials, this seems to be some kind of underground research lab facility, that kind of deal. And yes, there is a body on that table. And as far as you can see, it's opened up, carved up, and being dissected.
I'm rolling medicine because I kind of want to investigate the kind of. I'm assuming there's lots of like liquids and stuff around. I kind of want to.
Oh yeah.
I want to investigate the purpose of this place and what exactly the person was being carved up for.
The person has been carved up, and all his organs have been carefully removed and stored.
All right, I want to investigate more of like the liquids and medicines around. What are these? What are these liquids and stuff? And as a collection together, what would be their use? Like usually each liquid has a bunch of common uses. What can I kind of discern by all of these
most of the liquids
being...
here are preservatives for keeping the organs in working condition. There's also a lot of liquids related to testing, because as you know, you can't just transplant organs willy-nilly. So there's a lot of materials here to test what these organs can be used for.
So I'm just gonna kind of say, this place was for collecting organs.
Can I roll investigation to like try to find some sort of documentation?
Go ahead. There's plenty of mumbo jumbo that doesn't seem relevant or useful right now. It's basically related to all the organs, all the research, stuff like that. However, in between the pile of junk, you manage to find out something that stands out. It's a research diary, kept by one Maurice Overton, which, as it happens, is the owner, well, not the owner, the president of the steel mill.
I'm the owner of the mansion.
Yep. So the first pages of the diary, the first entries, are from about 17, 18 years ago. It details of how this entire place, this entire operation got started before this place even existed. How the owner of the mansion found some kind of strange woman. At first he was thinking of how he can make a fortune by selling her into slavery. But then he realized she is far more useful as a research subject. And thus, he began experimenting. And soon after, he created this place, so his research can be kept a secret. At some point, the woman was worthless to him in her living condition because he couldn't learn anything else about her. So, since he is gutless and doesn't have the nerves for it, he hired the killer. However, as the killer killed the woman also managed to kill the killer. So basically they both died, which worked out perfectly for the owner, because now it meant there were no witnesses. After the woman died, he continued his research until eventually it landed him a very respectable position in Grendel, and soon he rose to the top. However, during the later pages, he notes how the research materials from that thing, which he doesn't even refer to by name, he just calls it a thing, is not going to last much longer. So if he wants to continue, well, living the good life, he's gonna have to start worrying about a replacement. Luckily, it seems that shortly before that woman was killed, she left behind the child. So he has taken special measures to take care of that thing's offspring, which later he started calling a demon as he learned more about demons. So he only refers to her as a thing or a demon in his notes. However, to make sure that something does not, to make sure that the, well, materials do not start deteriorating, he started looking for replacements for when the thing's organs begin shutting down and giving out. So that's why there's so many replacement organs here, in preparation for the future.
Okay, wait, so to clarify, this offspring, was the woman already pregnant, or did she procreate by some other means, or did someone
No, she was
impregnate her?
already pregnant and shortly gave birth after meeting this man.
Oh, okay, great.
Also, Alyssia, near the end of the book, the last entries are right before you guys came to the Isles, but after Agatha had already arrived. Apparently, the president was preparing to make contingency plans for him escaping the island because he assumed that he's gonna be in a lot of trouble, and considering keeping the girl alive for the transfer is gonna be a pain due to her condition, he was making plans to get her killed. And get this, the person that was meant to assassinate her is simply written down as 17.
So that's why he was there.
And he's just like, oh, you sneaky fuck. Wait, so he was making plans. Does it say anywhere whether or not he actually made the contract, or was just entertaining the thought?
He was in the works of making the contract, but he didn't finalize the deal. He kind of got intercepted by Logan at that part.
Yeah.
By the way, it doesn't mention anything about the vice president?
No.
Then I can
He's just a very convenient researcher. The vice president is actually the one that's been keeping everything together and doing all the work. The president has just been sitting on his ass and taking all the glory. Tina, who's been very quiet until this point, suddenly pipes up as you guys are doing that and says, "So can I destroy this place now?"
Ooh, what?
Tina, no.
Why?
Give me a reason.
We need it as evidence.
Not only
Isn't
that.
the book good enough?
No.
Well, if a book is good, but somebody else could have read it, and
Yes.
besides, aren't we
The book
wanna
is
see...
good, but he can hand wave it off. He can't hand wave off a giant laboratory with a bunch of organs in it on his property.
You know, for somebody who investigates mages, you're not very good at investigating part, are you?
Oh no, I did just great. See, I'm here. I found all the stuff. I'm doing great.
But you were going to burn
found all that
it.
stuff, but I'm with you, so it counts as my accomplishment technically.
But you
But
point
yes,
is-
Tina, we can't destroy this place yet. We will destroy it eventually, just not yet. We still need it.
and we
as
promise
evidence.
you can do it.
Yes. you
By the way,
can
at that
help.
point, the mage pipes up again. Please don't make me laugh. They call her the executioner for a reason. She doesn't investigate anything. The only thing she does investigating is how to hide fucking corpses. Are you sure we shouldn't, just one whack of the sword, whoosh, and everything's
There's
gone?
another problem. Might need this for a patient.
Not to be, that person, but since she's a demon, do we actually care?
If we want to use it as a bargaining chip, she needs to survive, does she not?
I mean, she doesn't seem like she's gonna die anytime soon, so...
Well, do we know that?
At the end of the day, she's still an innocent. She has no idea about the war, she has no idea about hating humans, so she's an innocent. Now come on, let's go. Oh, that reminds
God.
me, by the way, as we're leaving, it's like, Iris goes up to Lucy and goes, "Oh, by the way, we may be going to a vampire ball later on. Just make sure not to mention any heretical stuff when we go, okay? Okay, get on the horse."
No, the second
What?
you say anything about Vampire Ball, I give you the dirtiest look you've ever seen me give anyone.
She puts her hand up. What?
Alyssia pipes up with, I don't think vampires are technically undead, though.
See, technically not undead. See, perfect. Come on, let's go.
They definitely count. I snarl as I get back on the horse. I'm just like, as the mage is also on the horse, I'm just like,
By the way,
Actually,
I'm going to reveal
actually-
something shocking every session now. I'm just going to go. Why are we
Expert,
doing
a
this?
question. I assume vampires are common enough to actually be mentioned in my books.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Did we get all that
And
information
are
before?
they actually undead, or are they just called vampires because fuck yes.
Depending on what they do, they can almost entirely pass off as normal living creatures. No, they are undead.
Okay, fair enough.
Yep.
Disregard
Vampires
my
are
statement
medium
then.
undead. Vampires are medium undead.
Fuck undead.
Oh
You
my
guys are
God.
back at the mansion. Good job.
Okay, team meeting.
You'll notice that the masters are currently not here, however. They probably mentioned something about it last night, but today they were not in the mansion because, first of all, Andre needed to go back to rest and do some things around the, well, premise of that place. As for Albert, since he, well, went a little overboard and is currently sleeping, they took him back so he can rest and recover, and both Rohana and Gordon temporarily went back to give him some medical help, but they should be returning soon.
Alyssia turns to Lucretia. So, when is Butch expecting us back?
Sometime today.
Alyssia actually steps closer to Iris. Are you sure you wish to leave the two of them alone?
Well, I trust Tina. And Tina has a sword.
That said, I was thinking of taking Lucretia somewhere.
Where are you taking her?
You know where.
She thinks for a moment, it's like, wait, there? Are you kidding? You just heard her at the mansion. What, do you think her brain would flip and explode if we took her there?
Possibly, but with the recent events, I think it will possibly soften the blow.
How about we wait?
The only thing we need to make sure is that she doesn't burn down the place immediately. She doesn't have to like it. She just needs to know it exists.
We'll wait until all this is done. All the stuff is finished, and then once we're back at base, nice and cozy before our next big task, then we'll take her.
Well, I need to visit that place anyway.
Why?
Because of information gathering.
Oh, you want to gather information of what she's doing? That's actually a good idea. But I'm not so sure taking her there is a good idea.
Well, I thought it would be better to do it now when her brother isn't here.
That's a good idea. Now,
Because
I'll
I'm
come
fairly
with you.
certain that, ironically, she will be more stable than he would be.
Yeah, that's true. In fact, I'll come with you. If we do it one at a time, so then one can ease in the other. That's a good idea. If we get them back to base, they're never going to be apart. Have you seen how
I'd
they
just
go
like
to
to
each other?
imagine that the moment Horatius steps through that portal, he just goes into full denial. Nothing of this exists. I see nothing, I hear nothing, I'm literally nowhere.
Or he's like, this is not a demon bar. Demons can't have a bar.
Demons are like, heretical, I'm not here. Not here at all.
I
Okay.
think you all seriously misunderstand Lucretia's demon hatred. It's not because she's Ovayan. Well, it is kind of. It's because she's basically served on the battlefield for like 2-3 years and have watched demons tear apart and horrifically murder a lot of her friends. So
yes,
she's
but now
very
she's-
kind of. Now her opinion is more all demons are shit unless proven otherwise, and there's like 2 demons that are like total shit.
Well,
Something that
technically,
Lucretia doesn't realize is that the demons on the front lines and the ones in a casual environment are completely different, so showing her the difference might be interesting.
yeah, that might be
mean,
true.
Aren't the demons on the front lines basically goblins, ogres, and like shit like that?
Yeah,
Well, yeah, pretty much, because those are very good grunts.
they have a war machine.
The retarded,
things.
the retarded killing machines, essentially.
Yeah. Okay, Dina and both of you can stay here if you desire. No stabbing him and no getting out your deal.
The mage immediately gets upset. You're leaving me here with the one called the Executioner.
Oh, that's fair. Come back to the city with a giant ship. Come on, let's go.
Fuck you guys.
You don't understand. There's a way out. Look, the others will be back. She won't stab you. Dina's a good friend. Don't stab him.
Tina speaks up. Actually, I'm not confident I can stay with him and not stab him.
Really? You
Tina, if you
serious?
stab
I
him,
do
I
have
won't
some
let you
stuff I
hug
gotta
me.
do in town anyway, so maybe we can,
Okay.
just head back. He can stay here and, I don't know. Don't you have people here to look after him? I'm pretty sure he can't go
No,
anywhere.
I tell you what. Why don't you resume your roles from before and look after Claudia?
I guess.
Oh, come on, she's a sweet girl. Besides, none of us can really handle. So you seem to.
This is frustrating. I'm going for a walk. The mage leaves and heads out.
At least he seems to keep his word. Anyway, I'm gonna go say goodbye to Claudia a second. So while everybody else is probably getting ready downstairs, I've got to go up
As you
to
go
Claudia's
to the
room.
second floor, what are you going to do?
I'm just gonna make sure, see if a door's open or knock before entering.
As you knock, you get no reply.
Claudia, can you hear me?
You get no reply.
Can I test the handle?
Yep, the door is open, and inside there is no one.
Sorry, Cardia. Is it Cardia or Claudia?
Cardia.
Cardia.
Cardia, sorry.
She's
There is
either
nobody
dead,
inside the room.
kidnapped, or finally decided to leave her room.
What?
Two of which of these three decisions is bad.
If she was dead, there'd be a huge crater here.
Okay, so she's
So-
either kidnapped or decided to leave her room.
There's... What? I'm gonna... Is there a guard around? I suspect there's a guard.
Not around the second floor, no. They're basically patrolling the first floor and the perimeter.
I'm gonna shout, Lucky 7, have you seen a girl anywhere?
As one of them comes up to you, you realize we have names, right?
You want... How many of you are here?
A good 25 or so.
That
You
just
want me to
arrived.
learn your name straight away? What's your name then?
Don't be that asshole, Ash.
No, she said, no, she's actually asking in a nice way. She's like, okay, what's your name?
Bob Marlin.
Okay, Bob. Bob, have you seen a girl anywhere? Cardia, the one that lives here?
No, we were just told to guard the perimeter, make sure everything's nice and quiet.
Okay, so no girl has gone out of the mansion, correct?
Not as far as I can tell, no.
Okay. 1 second.
Alyssia
Tina!
arrives on the second floor, by the way.
Tina! How are you
That's
good
me.
at tracking people?
I'm super good at it, as long as they're mages.
Good. Cardia's gone kind of missing, and may need a little bit of help with that. I don't know where she is. Someone check the kitchen.
Is she a mage?
Kinda. I mean, I don't think it's hard to miss her if you track her through magic.
Experta?
Yeah?
Is there a library somewhere in this house?
Yes.
Can I go to the library?
Yes.
I go to the
If
library.
you remember, that's where you picked up your stuff when you first came to the mansion.
All right, yeah, fair enough. Anyway, I go. So yeah, like I said, I go to the library.
Okay.
Is she in the library?
Nope.
Oh well then. Never mind.
So yeah,
Darkness.
try looking
Yes.
for a huge ball of magic.
She thinks for a moment. Apart from this magic, which has been, well, reinforced with a lot of magic, I can't sense anything.
Did Henri take her home? Is there no evidence?
Where is she supposed to be anyway? Does she usually stay in her room?
Yeah, usually
Let's go
she's
check
there
in
or
the room.
kitchen. She heads back to her room
Maybe
now.
you missed something. And she starts looking around through the room. You gonna give her a hand?
Yes.
Roll me perception.
I see all there is to see.
I can see forever.
There is a secret wall, and through the secret
What?
wall you see a way leading down through a very small ladder, and from there there's access to the basement, and from the basement one can easily leave the premises underground.
I thought she never left her room.
Or did she?
Okay, new. Everybody down the hole.
We can't exactly do much without. I just kind of gesture. I'm not wearing my armor, nor have my shield or my sword.
Right, I'll go down there then.
I'll come with you.
She hops down.
I'll hop
As
down
you
after
explore
her.
the underground tunnel, you come out somewhere outside the mansion through a small hatch. And you can easily see why nobody saw anybody going in and out, because in the distance you can see the mansion and the soldiers patrolling. This is an easy way to bypass all that. Outside, you see horse hooves. Good for 2 horses.
What? Who?
She was kidnapped.
How? There's-
Well, evidently through the
By-
secret passageway.
By who? I mean,
By somebody
mage-
who was aware of her existence, which narrows it
By a
down
man
by
with a plan.
quite a bit.
well, the mage was with us, and I know for a fact that the owner is still basically comatose and almost dead.
What about that other guy that cut off the guy's hand and handed those guys a blueprint? Logan?
You mean Logan? He can't.
Yeah,
he
that
can't.
guy.
If he knew about the girl already, then he would have taken her before we even arrived, right?
I don't know. He seems pretty weird. You know him more than I do.
We're following the tracks. If we
It's
wait,
gonna prove
That-
quite impossible in the foresty area. Plus, eventually, they're gonna hit a road, so you cannot follow the tracks.
you can see us go. Just standing there for a moment, just
Iris?
trying to cleanse herself.
You're forgetting something. He couldn't take the girl before we found her because the mansion was occupied by a mage.
I don't
And
think
he
Logan
definitely-
would find that any challenge whatsoever.
Well,
Well,
the
he would if the
master-
mage is someone he doesn't know.
Damn it! And we put soldiers he knows about there, didn't we? I don't know. It could be anyone. Who knows? We could even have a third party. Shit seems to happen
Either
behind
way-
the background all the time.
Either way, Iris, we can't do anything about it right now. We can't track these trails. So, we're just going to have to continue with what we were doing normally and keep an eye out and investigate around.
Lovely. Just lovely. She says she calls on a demon horse and gets on top of it.
I guess we're heading back to town then.
Yep.
Coolness!
Yep.
And as you head back to town, a lot of interesting things are going to happen to you guys. Tina also heads to town with you, but eventually splits up from you, by the way.
Wait, no, we can't do any fighting yet. I need my armor and my shield. I'm completely useless without them. Well, I'm borderline useless without them.
Don't worry about it.
Hey Esper, have you tried not worrying about it?
Oh, God damn it.
As you enter back into the city and split off from Tina, you head on towards Butch. You can see that the town is getting a bit more restless as D-Day is coming, and that menacing ship in the sky is very, well, hard to get used to, as you can imagine. Impending doom will do that to you. While things are forcefully being kept in check by security bots who have finally started working again, you can very easily see that the situation in town is steadily deteriorating. People are not as cheerful, a lot of them are worried, crime has actually gone up. Speaking of that last part, as you're going through one of the side alleys to take a shortcut,
Rutro, the music stopped, and now it's a tension
It's
music.
that
a
evil
few
music.
Tension
guys
counter.
appear in front of you, and a few guys pop up behind you. They all start drawing short swords and other weapons. One of them speaks up. "You came to the wrong alleyway, motherfucker."
By the way,
Look.
Iris is,
Wait.
Iris
Trust
just
me
standing
when
there.
I tell you this right now. This isn't going to end up well for you.
Experta,
Yes.
What language is he speaking?
Common?
Normal
Because
human.
Because I remember you telling me that in the underworld it's not uncommon for people to speak gobbling.
Oh. Well, you can basically pick up that he has a dialect. He's trying to speak common, human common, but it seems like he's more versed in a different type of language because he's basically scum.
Anyway, Alyssia speaks up in Goblin. Oi, fuckface, what's this about?
He looks confused for a second that you know the language and he's sizing you up, clearly trying to remember if you're important and part of the numbers here, but then he smirks confidently because he probably realizes you're not from around these parts, and he just replies, "You'll probably catch a nice price, girl. How's about you drop your weapons and start stripping right there? Maybe I'll spare your life."
Wait, did we get our gear back?
No, we don't have
not
our
yet.
gear back yet.
But the bow materializes in Alicia's hand. How about you go away and I don't kill you right now? Killing Goblin, by the way.
Roll me intimidation.
I suck at intimidation.
I'm okay at it.
Can Alyssia have advantage because my pendant is starting to glow?
Nope.
Alright.
Sorry, Lucretia, but you're not very intimidating in your charming, petite look with no armor.
Yeah, this is just gonna go... Okay. Right, wait, Tina's still here with us, isn't she?
Oh no, she split off, remember?
Yep.
Can you two handle the people in the back and I'll handle people in the front?
At first, you see that they're sizing you up, Alyssia, but then it seems that they're either not that smart or overconfident. One or the other, maybe both. I mean, the way they see it, whatever the hell you're holding, it has one arrow, right? It can't go wrong. So
Pretty much. Plus I don't have
they
any armor.
immediately yell to each other a signal that you immediately recognize. They're about to jump you from both sides. Everybody roll me initiative. Oh fuck, I still can't fix the initiative button. God damn it. Okay, no, tomorrow I've gotta sit down and fix that thing, for fuck's sake.
Wow.
Lucretia, please don't fireball the alleyway.
Is that
Right,
good enough?
Lucretia is first, who's second?
Me.
Wait, fuck, I don't remember. Can Lucky be used to re-roll initiative?
No.
No, I
No.
don't know.
Don't
Yeah.
allow it.
No, like I just generally don't know.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
It's-
fair
Right. Because they're a well-trained mob, they actually managed to jump you. 15 is not good enough to beat them, and they act in unison. So they take the first move.
Oh no.
Alyssia, roll me dex. They start chugging some kind of stuff at you that you've never seen used as a weapon before. Actually, wait, you probably have. I mean, it's not that uncommon. Basically, it's that thing where you spin the rocks at the end of a wire, then you throw the wire, and then it spins around the hands. I don't know what it's called.
Oh, a bola?
Is that what it's called? I guess that's
You mean like basically like a wire with one rock in each end, right? The way it can reach.
Oh
each
yeah,
end.
that's it.
Yeah, that's a bola.
Bola. It's Ebola. It's not the way. Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. Thanks, Sibby. Always on point with the facts. There we go. Anyway, they fail gloriously. However, the others begin to circle around you and they flank. And they go for, let's see, they go for Lucretia and they're
Wow.
going for a grab. So let's see if you can stop it.
This is perfect. I have 10 AC right now.
Let's see if you can avoid the grab maneuver.
Athletics?
You
Isn't
can use
this a-
athletics or dex, depending on what you want. It's fine.
No.
Nope.
Wow.
Nope. One of them manages to grab you from behind and he puts you into a grapple. The other guys begin to surround Iris because even though she's not holding any weapons, for some reason the aura she's given off of intimidation has them on their toes. So they start preparing to, well, cut her. There we go. So, Lucretia, it's your move and you're grappled. What do you do?
Fireball.
I'm not gonna fireball. I don't have my shield yet that lets me turn that into something not fire.
It's like I fireball myself.
Get out of the grapple!
Like 0 fucks given.
Do it!
I'm gonna elbow him in the gut
No,
and then punch
suplex.
him directly in the face.
So that's a 16, And sadly, he's a tough combat motherfucker, so that's not enough to escape the grapple.
It's a fucking dragon!